Hey guys, Tarke here, and sadly we had a slight accident in hardcore. We got the lightning trap to 21. Build was going super smooth. We had balanced wise oak stuff. We had 6.7k life. But there's a very good mechanic in Path of Exile that my build wasn't quite so good at. Can you work out exactly what happened? Doing a Legion encounter. Everything's going great. Yeah, Detonate Dead is a good mechanic. It was entirely my own fault. I was playing a build which didn't consume corpses or shatter corpses in any way. I did get baited a little bit just because of the placement of it. So basically, if you don't know, this lad at the top is a Stygian. And Stygian cast Detonate Dead. Now, if this was the old Detonate Dead, I would have lived. Detonate Dead used to be instant when cast by enemies, but now it's delayed. So because it was a delay and I wasn't really paying attention, I actually aggro the enemy. He starts casting, I walk out, and I walk back in. It's really obvious if you watch it in slow motion. Like, it's painfully obvious what I did. So I'm like, okay, I'm doing the Legion. I've cleared most of it out. I'm just collecting my loot at this point. Some splinters drop. I go up to clear more packs. In my head, I'm like, ooh, loot. Oh, there's a rare over there. Wait, let's kill the rare. And then I walk back in, and these little red things explode. And Detonate Dead happens. So, yeah. It was one of those things. I should have been paying more attention. This is also why corpse consumption, be it through like offerings or shatters or explodey chests, this is why it's so powerful. Not only does it like significantly boost your clear speed when you get all the pops going, one of the best things you can do to boost your defense in hardcore is to shatter corpses. I'm going to remake the build. I'm thinking of remaking it either as a ice trap or an explosive trap build. There's enough damage with ice trap that I could perma freeze Metamorphs. Explosive trap, and I did prepare a very cool explosive trap path of building with the help of chat and help of Octavian, which I'll show you in a little bit. The explosive build is just like stupid damage, like stupid damage. You could add a hatred or something to get shatters going that way, but let me just show you some like quick maths. This is just like some quick maths. This is a trade league build. This is maybe Octavian's next build in the league once he finishes with his gladiator, be it ripping or getting to 100 on it. So we've been talking about explosive trap for a while. I'm pretty happy with my tree. He's like, this is a decent tree. Let me yoink real quick. So you're like, okay, it's only got 250k-ish explosive trap damage. That doesn't seem very good. And this is where a lot of the confusion with traps comes from, because people don't know how to scale traps. So we're just going to do some quick napkin math. Now, explosive trap causes a series of multiple explosions, right? So if you read what the gem does, throws a trap that creates a large explosion when triggered, dealing spell damage in the area. A number of smaller explosions occur around this area in quick succession after the first. I can quickly show you what that looks like in game. I have a character prepared. Apparently I can't. There we go. Now, what will happen is you get one big explosion and then a bunch of AoE overlaps. Now, the more levels you have on your explosive trap, the more overlaps you get. And there's an enchant which gives more overlaps. So as you can see here, see how you get that going on? This is on a like realistic amount of area that you would have at endgame. So this is like roughly how much area you would have. Nothing that crazy, but you could add carcass jack, you could add increased AoE, so on and so forth. Now keep in mind that you can throw like 20 odd traps out. It's 24 with Master Sapper. And you actually get like pretty decent looking coverage going on. Now, explosive trap gains explosions with levels, and there's a helm enchant which gives 2 explosions. So, this would give 9 explosions, plus 2 from the helm enchant. And we throw 3 traps at once. Now, not all of these will hit at the same time, but just to show you what your potential effective max damage would be, So let's say it was only 240k. We'll round it down a little bit. So you go 240,000 times by 11, because 11 explosions, times by 3, because we throw 3 traps, 7.9 million. Now, let's say that 50% miss, right? That's just shy of 4 million per right-click. That's just a single one right-click. But this is actually missing a whole bunch of really important damage scaling. So, Perfect Crime is one of the best 2-pointers out of any Ascendancy, but it doesn't show in Path of Building. And because it doesn't show in Path of Building, no one thinks, oh, traps don't do any damage. So, 8% increased damage per trap. You have a maximum amount of traps of 24. Now, you have 24 traps pre-laid before you do a boss. So that would be 24 times by 8 equals 192% increased damage. Now, you're not always going to have 100% uptime. Like, a lot of the time, you're only going to be throwing out, like, maybe 10 traps, whatever. But even so, that's still a lot of damage. And none of this is being factored into this. So 192% increased damage. It's also not factoring that Perfect Crime gives your traps a chance to rearm, triggering again. So you could technically read this as 192% increased damage, 20% more damage. The numbers get, like, really, really silly. This is with very realistic gear. This is with a level 21 explosive trap, a trap and mine damage, a combustion, a level 3 in power, cluster trap, fire pen, no woke gems, a zealotry Herald of Ash skitterbot setup. I'll show you how you're casting with mana. Mana's no issue. Using Arcane Surge from Flame Dash and the increased damage from Bear Trap. There is no Wave of Conviction. There is no curses. The gear is dumb because this is a Trade League build. It does use 2 Circle of Anguishes. So this is like huge damage scaling. You'd use a +3 bow with socketed gems, deal 10% more damage. And you run a Signal Fire, giving you 35% of Fizz as extra fire damage. And this is where you're getting 100% of your physical to fire conversion from. Slave Drivers give you your traps cost blood magic. They also give you a little bit of extra area. You can get up to 20% area on the gloves, which is very nice. That is 20% area I don't have on this demonstration, by the way. That's additional 20% AoE on top of this. That's ice traps, my bad. But we can add an additional 20%, so that'd be that much. That's also with no flask active. When it comes to flasks, something like Enitziri's Promise is a huge increase in terms of damage. There's loads and loads of things you can do to scale the damage up. So even though this is like Trade League style gear, it's actually like realistic Path of Building for like Trade League stuff. But anyway. I will continue my hardcore trapper experiments. Most likely ice trap next, but I might also go for like a realistic budget explosive trap build, not having any of the Circle of Anguishes. And even without 2 Circle of Anguishes, that's still 150,000 per explosion times 11 times 3, 5 million divided by 2, still 2.5 million per right click. And I think on average you'd have something like 60%-ish AoE overlap. But yeah, anyway. I'm Tarke. Traps are good. I know mines are good, but just because mines are good doesn't mean that traps also can't be good. The thing you need to keep in mind with Path of Building and the thing you need to keep in mind with Path of Exile, just because one thing exists doesn't mean that nothing else exists. Like, for example, Mathel exists, and Mathel's good at Path of Exile. But that doesn't mean, right, that Rise can't exist. Yeah? Who's theoretically also good at Path of Exile, right? And then because, like, Octavian exists, doesn't mean that Tarke can't exist. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Anyway. I'm Tarke. Have a good day. I'm definitely not dragging out this video to last a full 10 minutes, by the way. You know. Oh, and because there's that one guy who always asks, for bandits, you'd go Alira. level 90 tree and everything. Bye-bye.